What's wrong with Bryson DeChambeau's putting? Now, don't get us wrong. We love Bryson. He's fantastic for the game. He's bringing new golfers to YouTube, and he's so entertaining to watch. And he's actually a very good putter. But we think, no, we know that he can be more consistent on the greens. And with the US Open coming up at Oakmont this week, with the greens running between 14 and 15 on the stimp meter, then he's going to have to be more consistent if he wants to retain his US Open crown. And we're going to show you how he can be more consistent on the greens and how it can help you with your putting right here today. G'day golfers, I'm Glen Haynes. Welcome to Aussie Golf Pros, where we help you be the best golfer you can be. Now, we all know that Bryson is a scientist, and as such, he's always trying to reinvent himself and the game. And that's fantastic. And his putting's no different. He was putting face on for a while, and now he's using a technique where he's anchoring the putter to his lead forearm with a pretty orthodox grip, but a longer putter, stiff looking and upright setup. And that's absolutely fine. It means he's reducing the arc, and obviously the anchoring's helping to be straighter and hit the ball more accurately on line. But where Bryson struggles with is his speed control. Again, Bryson has a system. He uses a ruler to measure how long his backswing is. And actually, we agree with that. The length of the backswing does determine how far you hit your putts. But if you actually watch Bryson putt, what we see is that he actually changes the length of his follow through. It doesn't always match his backswing. Sometimes it does, but sometimes it doesn't. And that's where this inconsistency is coming in. His tempo is changing depending on whether it's a long putt or a short putt, and it's a little inconsistent. Have a listen to this from Cameron Smith.
You know, I like to keep my tempo, whether it's a 3-foot putt or a 100-foot long putt. I like to keep that tempo the same. So all that's really changing is the length of this backswing, and then just hitting the ball and letting the putter naturally kind of stop as well. So there's no acceleration for longer putts, there's no deceleration for shorter putts.
Now, if we watch Bryson chip, and Bryson's chipping amazingly at the moment, we see that exact technique where he allows the wedge or whatever club he's using to just stop in the follow through. And he's got great tempo around the greens, and he's very consistent, very accurate with his chipping at the moment. And what we suggest for Bryson is that he employs that same tempo control with his putting. We want the backswing and follow through to be roughly the same length, but then to stop and to hold that. What we see with Bryson is that he recoils. His backswing can be a little slow, and then he accelerates, and then he gets this recoil back. So the follow through is generally longer, and then he pulls it back here, and he doesn't let the putter just stay there and hold. And that's what a top cueist, a top snooker player would do, is just to hold that finish just for a couple of seconds. That's really going to help the distance control with your putting and help you to be much more consistent. So we're looking for a putting action that looks much more like this: back, through, hold. And that's going to make it much easier for any player to repeat that tempo, to be much more consistent with the pace control. Whenever you're a bit slower back and then accelerating, you're hitting it, and that acceleration is a variable, and it's very difficult to judge. Now, we've seen that Bryson can putt very well, but under pressure, he has struggled a little bit with his pace. So this putt here at Quail Hollow, his backswing was a little short, his follow through was longer. Not saying it's easy, he had a longish putt, and he left it short. And this on the final round at the 5th at Quail Hollow, he hammered 2 putts past. He just over-accelerated, because that acceleration is a variable, and we don't want it. What we want to achieve through our putts is constant speed, and that's how we do it. As Cameron Smith said, we allow the putter to stop and let it hold there. We don't want to be recoiling. We don't want to be accelerating through the putt. If you've been told that, it's just not as consistent as you can be with just going tick, tock, hold, couple of seconds, and it's much easier to be consistent. Whether you're putting on fast greens or slow greens, or whether you have a short putt, medium putt, or long putt, or whether you're uphill or downhill, we're still going to use the same principle. The only thing that changes is the length of the swing. 3 different length putts. We'll start with a 6-foot putt, and then an 18-foot putt, and then a longer 30-foot putt. Now 18 feet, obviously a slightly longer swing, but not changing the tempo. And our goal here is obviously to hold the putt, but if we miss, we want to finish just past. Somewhere between a foot and 18 inches is ideal. I like to have one practice swing. See, I held that finish and I didn't go in, but the speed was excellent. Now from 30 feet, exactly the same principle, just a little bit longer backswing and follow through, not changing the tempo, not accelerating just because it's a longer putt, but allowing the weight of the putter to do the work for us because it has a bit more momentum with the longer strokes. I've gone a little left, but again, the pace is exactly what we're after. We wish Bryson all the best for his defense of his US Open crown at Oakmont this week. Good luck. Now, of course, it's not just about tempo and speed control on the greens. It's also about green reading. The greens at Oakmont are very severely sloping. So if you'd like to improve your green reading skills, watch this video next. It's really a must if you want to save strokes on the putting green. Thank you so much for watching. We look forward to your company next week. Are you the best golfer you can be?